Boko Haram cannot be defeated because people get paid monies. Government receives money, allow for crimes to be perpetrated against humanity. Jews were destroyed not because Hitler just hated them. He wanted what they had. Very die-hard generation. And Hitler will get the Jews, shave off their hairs, use them to make carpets, remove their teeth, and excavate every gold, every ounce of precious stones there, cremate them, and burn them to ashes. It gives us an understanding how forces like ISIS and the rest come to power. Every time you see governments turn their eyes away from criminality, they've been paid. And we know that the sponsors of Boko Haram and the terrorists themselves and the gun runners themselves, their days are numbered. You will hear of nations collapsing because they are the ones that sponsor state terrorism. They are the ones that make weapons and make it available for terrorists. Gaddafi was one such fellow. Though Gaddafi was a hero in African political studies, but he died despicably because he turned his country into a terrorist haven. But Esther, nonetheless, when the plot to destroy Mordecai and the Jews, she said, okay, if it is true, I'm going to take a fast for 3 days. You know that the king, if he doesn't call me and I show up, he can have my head taken off. So literally, I'm going to carry my life in my hands, but I'll carry it on behalf of the nation. Why? Because those legendary words had been uttered by Mordecai. He says, even if you don't do anything, God is able to raise help for his people from other quarters. But don't think you and your father's house will escape. Who knows if you, Japhet, if you, Micah, if you, Uche, if you, Dan, were raised for such a time as this. The moment they defined for her time, the girl was ready to take the mandate. And she said, I'm going into the king 3 days from now. If I perish, I perish. But I'll do whatever I can to save our nation. That's what we are doing online now. You may not like what we are doing. You may think that we are preaching against your religion. You may think that we are over-expressing our Christian views and all of that. But friends, we are the last men standing for the salvation of this nation. Obadiah said it, that there will be salvation. Deliverance will come from Mount Zion. And he now later said, I see the deliverers, I see the saviors. This is the time for saviors to arise. This is no more the time to hide your Christianity. Can you take fire in your bosom and it won't burn you? No, fire will burn you. So you have the fire of the Holy Spirit. Don't carry the fire as though you don't want it to burn. Let it burn you. In burning you, the nations will come to ask, why are you burning in this matter? So Nigeria, we are your last bastion. Don't fight the church. Don't fight your preachers. Don't fight the people who are paying the price for you to see the light. Look at several of your children, drug addicts before, now they are clean. You may not be satisfied with how their lives are today, but you cannot deny that change has come. Look at people poor with no background whatsoever, and they've come into church and they've been clean, and Jesus has reintroduced them back to the concept that they are prosperous and they are the blessed of the Lord right from the beginning, and they have entered into rest and they are content. If the church was useless, by now your nation will be up in flames. If Christians had retaliated in the north to all the killings and to all the terrorism and kidnappings, there will be no nation. Everybody is capable. We will hail the church and hail her King Jesus. I'm still going to be asking that God shows mercy. Even to the end, that would be my cry. Because Jesus is my model. He did exactly that. Stephen emulated him. Have mercy on them. Forgive them. They don't know what they are doing.